All right, here we go. So we're on our way in, and it is everybody's favorite day. We're going to be hitting the deltoids, as you should already be well aware. This is my favorite workout to hit. And for some reason, I just have a genetic propensity for delts. It's always been my strongest body part, arguably, probably the most developed body part that I have. And the way that I go about working my delts, well, let me tell you. So delts are interesting because there's a lot of different ways to do it, and there's a lot of different trains of thought. Some people think that overhead pressing movements. There's a lot of people that'll believe that heavy side laterals will do it. You can't neglect those rear delts, those pulling movements, reverse pec deck, reverse cable fly. In my opinion, having injured myself doing overhead presses incorrectly in a Smith machine, which I highly recommend you don't do, I have, now that I've gotten older, become a little bit more conservative. I'm a little bit more trepidatious when it comes to overhead shoulder movements. So for the remainder of this cut, I'm going to be focused on a free motion shoulder raise machine, right? This machine's very unique. It has grips that twist. It's old as the Dickens, but it works well. And I can go pretty heavy, and I have no worries whatsoever that I'm going to get injured in the slightest. So that's the reason that I gravitate towards that strong overhead movement with that machine first. And if you want to do standing overheads with a barbell, focus on the entire posterior chain, certainly go for it. That's what I'm going to be transitioning over to when I start bulking in September. You're going to see that's going to be my primary driver. I might include a little bit of a seated overhead press machine, but that's going to be the real needle mover for me. And the reason I'm not doing that right now is because I'm not really focused on that. I'm focused mainly on maintaining what I have. And for me, this is the best way for me to ensure that I don't have any type of injuries and nothing's going to inhibit my ability to make progress between now and the end of the summer. After we go, 5 sets, by the way, per usual. One warm-up set, we'll probably slap 90 on. We'll do another warm-up set with probably 180, so 2 plates on either side, throw a couple wheels on there. And then we're going to move into our working sets. We'll jump up from there up to 270, 3 wheels on either side. And then depending on how we're feeling, which it's pretty unlikely at my current state, I'm going to be able to go beyond that and hit that 8 to 12 rep range. But in the odd event I'm feeling like Superman today, I'll probably toss a quarter on either side, and we'll bump that up by an extra 50 pounds, moving it up to 320 pounds. And we're going to do that for as many reps as we can. And then the last set, we're going to do a drop set. We're going to just get up, pull the weights off either side, one by one. Boom. I don't care whether you get one, a half. Stress yourself, push it. Half reps. Boom. Rinse, repeat, repeat, repeat. And before you know it, all the weights are put away. Everything's well with the world. Your mom's happy. You're happy. And you get to go home and sleep peacefully. After that, we're going to move over into dumbbell side laterals. Now, dumbbell side laterals, I absolutely love them. This particular gym had a seated side lateral machine, which is like finding a diamond out in the wild these days. I don't know what it is with gym owners and why people don't have this in their gym anymore. It is the best banging side delt machine that you could possibly use. And for some reason, I must be the only person that thinks so. But if you are fortunate enough to have access to a lateral raise machine, use that. Nothing hits those delts quite like that. When my delts looked the best, I was going to a gym that actually had that piece of equipment. And, well, those pictures speak for themselves. So now what I do is I do it with the dumbbells. It's no big deal. We're going to start off with 35s. I'm going to do the 35s for a set of 12, or quite frankly, as many as I can do. 5 sets here. If I got to go down in weight, I got to go down to 25. Ain't the end of the world. You do what you got to do, right? Because remember, it's not about the number. It's about the effort and failing at 8 to 12. So don't get too caught up on the weight, boys. It's not what's important. Make sure you're getting a good squeeze, a good contraction, and most of all, you're controlling the weight. Once you go through, get 5 sets there. Now we're going to move over into the rear delts. For the rear delts, I'm probably going to lean towards a reverse pec deck here. My by far the best rear delt movement that I ever used in my life was actually a fixed cable chest press machine, believe it or not. It was an incline machine, and I faced the pad and did it the opposite direction, and I grabbed the pulley, well, not the pulley, the connector to the pulley, and I did the reverse fly. And for one reason or another, the contraction that I got, it was like someone had a laser targeted right on my rear delt. That was just, whew, it was the best. I don't have that at this gym. So we're probably just going to go for the old school reverse pec deck. 5 sets, 1 minute rest interval. The only thing, by the way, here that's not going to be a 1 minute rest interval is going to be that initial heavy overhead press movement. I think when you're doing heavy overheads like that, I think 3 minutes rest is optimal. 4 minutes is too much. 2 minutes is not nearly enough. So 3 minutes is the sweet spot. That whole workout is going to be relatively quick. We're going to get a hell of a pump. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm looking forward to that. Here we go. All right, so now what we're gonna do is another 3 minutes, right? And this time we're gonna move up to 3 plates. Hopefully I can get 8 to 12. I should be able to. I think I got 14 or 15 on that last one. So realistically, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to, but hey, shit happens. And if you have to lower the weight, you have to lower the weight. Just try to make sure you're pushing yourself and you're staying in that right rep range. I think that's like the biggest thing. So do what you gotta do, put the ego aside and recognize that you're just in the process, right? Embrace the process. Lower the weight. And by the way, with that reverse pec deck, what I like to do is incorporate some cable crunches, right? So you incorporate some cable crunches in between your rest intervals because your abs are just chilling. So set a cable up high, use the rope, put that weight high, lean forward, bring the weight down, no swinging, and squeeze your abdominals as hard as you possibly can. And you're gonna do 1 set forward, 1 set to the side to work the obliques, 1 set to the other side. You don't have to do it all at once, but make sure that you're staggering it throughout your workout. And I'm telling you, you're gonna get a great ab workout doing that. You can do this at pretty much any gym. You don't need a mat, you don't need an ab machine. All you need is a cable machine and a rope. And you'll find that you'll get a great contraction in your abdominals doing it that way. I started doing this about a month and a half ago, and I love it. I really do. It's so easy to control. It's so easy to do anywhere. And at the end of the day, you really just can't beat it. So, all right. Call your mom and let her know I'm on my way. I'll see her in a minute.